been bringing that violent flow. Rocking the spot to get dominoes, do what you want, get what you got. Jump off the rock, yeah, but Geronimo. Don't come to me for the line of notes. Not an OG, but a dynamo. Move when I talk, move when I walk. Hop out and drive, come on, we gotta go. Vamonos, ay.
Welcome to another episode of the Completely Useless Podcast. I am Frank Martinez, and I am here with, as always...
You can just say my name.
You complained about it last time.
You can just say it.
You
just
complained about it last time. You
though.
literally started off the podcast with, "Oh, I can say my name now."
You sound like you're reading an obituary, though.
Okay. Who gives a shit?
What do you mean?
You know what? Whatever. You're gonna complain about it no matter. Even if I say it the way you like it, you're gonna complain about it.
He was survived by his wife and children.
That's not how I said it.
And he was.
That's not how I said it. That's not even close to how I said it.
It is. Do you even listen? Can you hear yourself?
I'm the only one of the two of us that can hear themselves because I'm the only one that has headphones on.
Well, I can hear you.
Well, fuck you.
Too. So, Jesus, this is what you look like. This is what you look for in a podcast.
Apparently not.
Dead energy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh shit! What's up, Frank?
Fuck you.
Here we are. Here we are again.
Yeah.
Still in lockdown.
Still in quarantine, but we're coming out of it. Like they're starting to make it better.
Yeah.
For people.
Well, you know what? There's gonna be a second wave, and it's gonna be even worse. So.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
So I had some friends that went to the beach, and they said that there were a lot of people still social distancing and really not being in big groups. But then the news was posting pictures of people not saying, making it look like they were not social distancing, even though people were.
Right. So no, but the thing is that not everyone was distancing. Also, the beach is like a giant wind tunnel. So either way, I don't think you could be far enough from someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
the wind carries it or whatever. So there's so much wind in the beach that I don't think it matters. I think beaches. I think if anything, they should have opened other things up, not like the beach.
Yeah, more I think hair salons are really they're struggling. So I could see that opening.
I could see hair salons opening. You know.
Yeah. I
could see that because even previous guest Roman. The shop that he works at, it's not a hair salon, it's a barber shop, right? But
yeah, same thing.
The shop that he works at, before they implemented all this stay at home, safer at home stuff. They were only letting you couldn't bring anyone because a lot of guys or people go with their family or their kids or their girlfriend or whatever, right? Yeah. So nobody else, only by appointment, only no walk-ins. You couldn't wait there. Nobody else there, just the people getting their haircuts, and then the chairs. I don't know if you've been there, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So for the listeners, this is a big place, Tropicana Barber Club, Tropicana Golf Club and Barber Shop in Glendora. If you guys can check it out afterwards.
Yeah, they have this really cool
again.
Virtual.
It's awesome.
Virtual golf, it's a whole course that they can do. It was pretty cool. I got a chance to mess around with it. It was dope.
So there's, how there's room on the other side. They have the 3 chairs and there's room on the other side. So they moved one of the chairs, the chair in the middle, to the other side.
Okay.
Right? So that way nobody had to be close. It was just by appointments and everything.
That's cool.
I can see, right now, hair salons and barbershops and shit opening like that.
Yeah.
Because if you're allowed to, if Walmart and stuff like that, which is essential, right? You need to buy food and stuff like that. But if they're allowed to open, as long as they follow those guidelines, why can't, barbershops?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Especially, it sucks that I'm pretty sure they can't claim unemployment either because they're independent contractors.
Yeah, exactly.
So, doing stuff like that could help out. I know restaurants have already, they've already said, now that they're going to start reopening them, that they're not going to be able to, I think it's 20 people at a time in a restaurant only. So It's going to be super interesting like that. And then movie theaters are going to have to figure something out too because...
Yeah, almost every movie theater now has assigned seating.
Yeah.
So just sell seats that are far away.
Yeah, they're going to have to do one, every other seat or something.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Or more,
Yeah. Well, they're saying that a lot of movie theaters are thinking about investing into drive-ins because that way people aren't leaving their cars.
Making a comeback.
It's gonna make a big comeback, which will be interesting because if they do like make like those the deluxe drive-ins, like what do those look like? You know what I mean, dude? If somebody made like a retro futuristic drive-in, I would so fucking go.
Oh, for sure. I like going to the drive-in as it is.
Yeah, no, it's super fun. Like, anytime we go, my cousin, we get his truck. You know, we bring alcohol. Fucking, the food's actually pretty interesting. Like, it's a whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes it's not bad.
Yeah.
You know? But I mean, you could take your own food in there.
That too.
And they don't say shit.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure they don't like that, but whatever.
Yeah, what are they? Yeah, they don't say anything though.
Yeah,
I don't think they care at all.
Yeah, that's true. But they don't really do like thoroughly search the car and shit either.
Yeah, I've been in the passenger seat, with somebody else driving, with literally like a pizza on my hands and like wings in the dashboard, and they don't say anything.
Oh, that's funny. They're not like,
they don't say,
hey,
get
that pizza out of here, man.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah, I mean they're not gonna do that. You know, like what are you gonna do? Make me throw it away? I'll fucking leave.
Yeah, right? Like, no.
Yeah,
You know what's crazy? Pizza Hut Pizza Hut. I meant Disneyland will actually let you bring food in now. And I remember me and my sister one time, and she told me that while I was on my way there. I was like, hold on. And I went and we got Chinese food. We got like 3 containers of Chinese food.
You would.
And then walked in there. We walked in there with like a whole big ass pizza all extra and shit. Like, it was fucking funny.
You would, Frank. You get Chinese food?
Dude, you know how much I love Chinese. Like, tell people that I almost cried when you took me to that fucking one right there next to the studio.
I forgot the name of it.
I remember saying is Chinese food estilo
Sinaloa. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was a little disappointed when I went in there because I thought it was gonna be more of a Sinaloa vibe. You know?
I thought that it was gonna be a bunch of Asian people in Mexican outfits acting Mexican but serving Chinese food.
With sarapes and fake mustaches.
Hola!
There's a lot of Asian people in Mexico.
No, there's a lot of Asian people in Latin America.
I'm sure that's why it was Sinaloa style, you know?
Oh, for sure. No, 100%. Like, I was like... And it's really good, by the way. I want to point out, it's not like we went and... Like, oh, my God. Awesome. We haven't been since, like, the last time we went, which is a long time ago.
I think it's like a chinilla.
What's that?
Was it something like that? Was it called something like that?
Oh, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Whatever, it's in Pomona. Yeah, that place is great.
Yeah. No,
I love it.
Like, one of the first places I'm going to want to go once this stuff is, like...
Oh, dude. The day we start recording at the studio again.
Oh, dude, I'm so down.
We're going there.
I'm so fucking down.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're going there, getting wonton soup.
Ugh.
And chow mein.
Yeah.
And beef and broccoli.
Oh, dude, we're gonna drop some money because.
Oh, for sure.
It's gonna, it's gonna
$100 check right there, baby.
Oh, for sure. I'm fucking so down. That's just gonna be sick.
Hell yeah.
And then we do a bang bang and go to mixed bowl.
Dude, I'm down. We're not gonna have time.
Of course you are.
But I'm down.
Yeah.
You just get real high.
Dude,
and do it,
you know what would be cool if we could get like a bunch of our favorite foods and then do like a big ass like family style dinner with just like Buffalo Wild Wings, Chinese food, Popeye sandwiches, like all this shit.
We just invite all our friends.
Yeah, that shit would be so fucking crazy.
Yeah, it would be awesome, man.
Oh,
we do Chinese food, chow mein, fried rice, and orange chicken, just like the basic. Right?
Yeah.
And then we'll get some Popeye's chicken sandwiches. We cut them up so that it's like we cut them up like a pizza, so that people can just share it.
Yeah. We have like appetizers, like
we have them like appetizers, but it's like full meals.
Yeah, that would be fucking crazy.
We get some Popeye chicken sandwiches. We'll get some Buffalo Wild Wings. We'll get some. What else? We get some of those pretzels from Applebee's. It's the only thing I like at Applebee's.
You know what? Their wonton tacos, I would totally order. Like
they're okay.
If you could just order like a 10-pack of like the wonton taco, that'd be about it.
A 10-pack?
Hell yeah, son. Dude, you know how often I would be there if I could just order that?
I don't know. Like they're okay.
But yeah, they're not great, but it's you know what? When you put it on like just like a finger food scale, they're not higher
fine.
end. They're like I would call it like a 7. I would give it like a 7.
I'll get them when I go there just to drink in the happy hour. I'll get those. I'll get those and the pretzels. You know.
I love the happy hour there. I just hate how slow they have to serve the drinks.
They have to serve the drinks slow?
Yeah, because they can get in trouble for over serving people, and their drinks are so cheap that you know how they had to was that the $1 bottomless fucking.
That was just irresponsible.
Yeah, I know. It's like $1 per Long Island iced tea, which is already like 2 or 3 of those that get you fucked up. So yeah, they do things like that.
Yeah,
but
they did strawberritas.
Yeah,
they did adioses. I went with a bunch of friends. To get adioses. I got shit faced.
Yeah, for a while, me and Tasha were going like weekly to go to Applebee's because it was so cheap. It's like we would get there before going to the bar. We would get like 4 or 5 appetizers, and then we would get like at least 4 or 5 drinks, and then Uber to the bar, and then sit there and do karaoke all night.
Hell yeah, that's another thing too. I need a karaoke sometimes.
Dude, I can't Dude, no joke. I've been debating about putting out like song covers on YouTube because I miss doing karaoke so much. Like I don't expect it to get big, but I just like for fun. Fuck you.
You can just karaoke with your family.
Oh, okay. I see how it is. You don't want people to hear me, but
I think people don't want to hear you.
Wow, that's so rude.
I'm sorry. You know what? You started a podcast with the real motherfucker, right? So
yeah, okay.
What did you expect?
Fucking guy. All right, dude. Well, you ready to get our guest on?
Yeah, dude. Call her.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call her. So give me 1 sec. We'll get her on the line.
All right.
Are you guys there?
I'm here.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh, hey, well,
I don't remember you sounding like that.
It's so rude. What a way to welcome our
I'm not
guest.
saying it's bad.
Stefanie.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Oh.
Well, not in a bad way. It's just I don't know.
It's been a long time since I've seen you.
It's been like 6 years, probably. I don't know.
I don't think I've known you for 6 years. Bless you?
Excuse me. Yeah.
You dying?
I'm sorry, I have allergies. No, I have allergies.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome, Stefanie Michele. Thank you for taking time out of your day to talk to us.
Of course.
Am I supposed to talk now?
I thought you were going to say something. Yeah.
Oh, you thought I was going to go into a spiel?
No, I thought somebody was.
I'm still tripping out.
Oh, you're still
over
there dying?
On Stefanie's voice.
Oh, yeah. That's what she sounds like.
I don't remember it being so high-pitched.
I don't know.
You don't know what?
Well, no, my voice did change recently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, so the procedure you had?
Yeah, because it was like the tumor I had was on my vocal cords.
Oh.
Right.
So my voice was super raspy for like the past couple years, and we didn't know why.
And it was because of that?
Yeah.
Wow.
So my voice has been like kind of changing a little bit, and it's gotten, I think I sound younger all of a sudden, and it got weird.
You do sound younger.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't really notice until you guys brought it up, but yeah.
I'm not 40. Side note, I'm going to hit you the next time I see you.
Like 40. Okay,
No.
39 and a half.
We can't, we're not, my birthday is coming up soon, and so I'm going to cry.
You see what you did? We're going to make her cry, Pablo.
35?
I'm 35.
30, you're not that far from 40, eh?
You know what? I need you to shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
We're just going to, wait, a side note, can I cuss?
You can say whatever you want.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't give a shit on this show.
Okay, you know what? I should have asked first.
Yeah,
that was my bad.
Talk to us, right? You think we could talk without cussing? No. What the
That's
fuck?
a fair point.
It's really hard.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
Just going well.
Yeah. Yeah. This is it. This is the podcast. Just, if you're wondering, it doesn't get better. It's just literally going to be this the whole time.
Okay, well,
Okay.
let's go ahead and take it into a direction since no one else wants to. But
Okay.
I didn't think Stephanie was done telling us about this stuff.
No.
oh,
I thought I was fun.
Yeah, but what were you saying before I said you're 40?
That you're an asshole. I believe that's
Yeah.
what I said.
That's true.
Yeah.
What
No,
you
I
said,
don't
you
think
just
so.
say
I
that.
think you said after. You definitely said it after.
Okay. That involved it. No, that's it. I'm good.
How you doing, Stephanie?
I'm good. I got my kids in bed, like, and they're both asleep, actually, so I'm stoked right now.
Really?
I know.
Do you try to keep a schedule like that all the time?
Yeah, they're on a pretty tight schedule, even though, like, we're not going to physical school. Like, they still have, like,
Right.
a school, because I'm still teaching during the day.
Oh, okay.
So I'm still working, so they have to be, like, on their computers, and I have to be quiet when I'm doing, like, lessons with my students.
Right.
So, yeah, no, we're still on a pretty strict schedule.
Dude, that must
That's
be crazy
good.
having parents that are teachers, because then, yeah, like, you don't turn it off. Like, you're still going.
Yeah, and I know, like, their teachers are assigning work, but then, like, I started assigning work when we were in the whole transition period.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, my daughter's now doing, like, additional Spanish lessons. On another note, I don't speak Spanish, so she's doing it on a website. Like, I'm not involved.
You don't speak
But
Spanish?
I thought you knew this about me.
No.
Yeah, I don't speak Spanish.
Like, it just never interests you at all?
Do your
Never?
parents not speak Spanish?
My parents don't speak Spanish. My grandparents don't really speak Spanish.
What?
Oh, okay, so it's like that. It's just
Yeah.
you're pretty far removed from.
Yeah, my family's been here for generations, and then
Right.
like my daughter just had a project for Girl Scouts that she had to learn like a fact about our history, and I was talking to my uncle and realized that like our families came with conquistadors. So like our
Alright.
family's been here since like the 1500s, so pre Columbus.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. It's the random stuff I learned this week.
That's cool. Screw.
How did you find that out?
My uncle had been doing research on our family tree. And then, so we were kind of talking about like how our family ended up in New Mexico and Colorado and stuff like that, and then kind of transitioning over to here. So it was
Okay.
my great grandma that moved to California on my mom's side of the family. My dad's side of the family, they were in LA before it was LA. So
Oh, damn. So both sides of your family have been here for a while.
yes,
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
interesting.
so
Yeah, I kind of want to do something like that for me, but I don't know how good the records were in Mexico back then, you know?
Oh, probably not good.
a lot of the records for Mexico, you find them in churches, like in the back of Bibles. That's where they would keep, because they would only really keep records of like baptisms and christenings
Right.
and deaths. So that's really the only records you'll find in Mexico, and that's only in some cities. Some places you can't find shit.
Right, yeah. Like, I mean, I think even some of my aunts have had problems, like, they don't know, like, they're not registered anywhere, you know?
Oh, shit.
Like, they can't, like, find their birth certificates and stuff, and they don't find them in the system, you know?
Yeah, you can go and look up census reports, and so you can kind of be like, oh, this person was related to that person, and then find records. It's a process.
Yeah, so I don't want to know that bad.
You're like, I want to know it, but I don't want to.
Like, I wish somebody would just tell me, you know? Like, that's
You're like,
what I
somebody else do the research on Pablo, and then
Yes.
we'll figure it out. Okay.
What if
I
you
need
find
an
out your
uncle like
family's
your
like
uncle.
all like murderers and thieves?
That'd be awesome.
You would have some cool stories.
Well, I wouldn't, because I didn't know.
I mean-
so
I mean, you could
found out.
still tell the
There would be-
stories.
Yeah, like, I think the coolest story that we heard, because like I said, my uncle was telling my daughter all these things, and it was kind of funny because she actually then relayed this story to her Girl Scouts, which I don't know how appropriate that was. We found out that my great uncle, I think that's the right amount of greats, I might have thrown an extra one in there, owned like a casino saloon type of thing in Colorado, and then lost it over a hand of poker.
Oh,
That's
So
shit.
that's the family story. We don't know how accurate that is, but that's the family story.
Yeah, just stick with that. Yeah, just tell everyone that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so I
start
mean, like,
telling everyone that.
my family might have a gambling problem. It's cool.
Yeah. And there was sketchy shit going on in there too. So,
Yeah.
I
mean, it's fine.
It was like the Wild West or whatever, so
Yeah.
it was like Django happened there.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
wait, both of you guys speak Spanish?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from Mexico.
Yeah, Pablo.
I knew that about Pablo. I knew that, but I didn't know about Frank speaking Spanish, in all honesty.
Frank speaks Spanish okay though.
Yeah, I'm not great at it, but I could sell phones in Spanish, so there's that.
Okay.
How do you sell me a phone right now in Spanish?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué tipo de teléfono quieres, güey? ¿Ah? ¿Quieres de la manzana? Tengo de la manzana. Mira, es bien chido, mira. Tiene 2 cámaras, man. That shit's sick, dog.
I don't speak Spanish, and that didn't sound right.
No, it was all right.
No. I mean,
No. I mean, right words.
Tell me, was that pretty accurate to somebody who would try to sell you something? Pablo?
I mean, I guess I don't know. You just sound so. It's just your accent's really bad. So
my accent is terrible. But most people that live here and that know that I'm obviously not old too. If I'm young enough to where when older people look at me and hear me speak Spanish, they're like, "Oh, he was just born here, so your accent's gonna be that way."
Yeah. Yeah,
So.
exactly. But it doesn't matter what type of words you use. It's just
the accent's gonna be
it.
Yeah, it's just not gonna be, fuck yeah. No, I can tell when I speak Spanish to an older person and they look at me and they're just the look in their face as I'm talking to them, I can just see the hate. I even had one lady tell me, she's like, "You don't speak Spanish." I'm like, "Then how am I speaking to you in Spanish?" And she's like, "Well, you don't speak it." I'm like, "It's ridiculous."
That's 100% of the reason I haven't learned Spanish.
Why?
It's just the comments you get from Spanish speakers.
Oh, that's Spanish speakers in general, though. You could be doing anything. You could be
you're getting
the
comments
best.
from those people, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Don't you think otherwise? You're getting comments from those people either way.
Yeah, it's the culture.
Yeah, I just don't have to hear it now.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Ignorance is bliss, right?
I'm going to live in denial, and it's cool. I'm good with it.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you're amazing, and your great granddad or whatever was a pimp or something, right?
Part of them are white, so they don't care. There's some white in there, they don't care.
Does that mean that you're really good at Red Dead Redemption?
I haven't played. I need to.
Well,
Frank, how would that make her good at it?
Because her family, she knows the loops. She knows the tricks of the trade of how to be a Western person or person.
No, she didn't even know that
times.
was a thing till a week ago.
You don't think it could have triggered some kind of Jedi Force trick where she was just spitting tobacco things now? No?
You think she's just wearing boots and cowboy hats now?
Yeah, I think she heard that, and as she heard that,
I walk around in chaps on a regular. That was before.
It's just if my mom makes fajitas, I get really upset that she's not wearing a mustache and a Texas outfit and serving it on a skillet. You have to do the whole part.
Skillet?
Yeah.
Tex-Mex style?
Yeah.
Horrible requirements for your mother.
Well, I have requirements for everybody. It's just not much as my
That's
mom.
That's true.
But how funny would that be?
I feel judged by you.
Yeah, it's everyone.
It's across the board.
Judged by whom?
By me.
That Frank judges everybody.
I do.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, we talk so much shit about everyone. Nobody's listening. We call each other every day to talk shit about people. It's awesome.
Why are you putting that out there?
No, we don't. Dude.
No, now it's out there. Now everybody knows.
Dude, for the
shit talk that happens.
For the past 3 weeks, I've only talked to Frank while we're doing the podcast.
It's actually true. It's actually rare. Normally, we're talking to each other a lot, and lately, it's only been when we're doing the podcast. But I think
it just annoys me so much more now. I don't know why.
Fuck you. I think it's
because you can't see people.
Well, yeah.
It's just the quarantine's getting to me. I'm in a bad mood all the time now.
Were you ever in a good mood prior to this?
Yeah, I was in a great mood all the time. What are you talking about?
I don't think of you and think sunshine and rainbows at all.
Well, it's the good mood is for me, not for you people.
Okay.
I'm not a clown either.
That's so fucking funny.
Just because I'm in a good mood doesn't mean I'm gonna be doing backflips for you guys.
I didn't say
entertain you.
backflips, but like not looking like you were mad.
Well, you know
Or
what?
somebody
Maybe I just
pissed
don't
in your
like you.
Cheerios.
Maybe whenever I see you, there's people that I don't like.
That's fair.
Okay,
You know?
I can relate.
Which I don't like a lot of people, so probably,
You know what? I can see that.
There's probably, like real.
Should we refer back to the judgy part of the conversation?
I think we're still in it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
There's lots of judgment still in this part of the conversation.
There's still so much judgment. Okay, good.
Oh yeah.
That's good.
As soon as we hang up, we're gonna be like, "Damn, Stephanie sucks," or "It was a great episode." Right away.
Okay,
We're gonna
that's
judge
good.
whether it was good or bad.
I can relate.
Yeah, which I think is going good. Thank you for joining us, Stephanie.
Thank you. I do miss seeing your face around.
You don't have to lie either, Stephanie. Okay, it's fine.
No, I do actually miss seeing your
No,
face. Because I don't see you. I
Yeah,
talked to
why would
Frank.
you want to see me if apparently I'm not rainbows and lollipops or whatever you said?
I said
right
rainbows
now?
and sunshine.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
not part of the
And-
Munchkin gang.
What?
No.
What?
What?
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said Munchkin
Oh, do you
gang.
mean like Lollipop
that
Gang?
one? Yeah, that's what I meant.
Guild. Lollipop Guild.
Yeah. Yeah, he's not a midget
It's cool.
trying to sing a song. Okay, he's just a midget. Leave him alone.
You know what? In all honesty, if you showed up in like the Lollipop Guild attire with like a giant oh, my heart would be so happy.
That'd be fucking awesome. No?
Yeah, I think if Frank goes, Frank's fat, huh?
No, we're talking about you.
Or were you telling me?
We're telling you.
Yeah.
I did it?
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
if both of you did it, I would be all about it.
Oh, fuck you. I'm not doing it.
I mean, are you going to pay us or something?
Actually, you know what? That'd be such
Alright.
a funny Comic-Con get-up.
Right?
If you stay fat,
Well, oh, that's true. I'm losing weight. Do you know,
it
dude?
wouldn't be as
Dude,
funny.
Stop being
Dude,
healthy.
Dude, no joke.
Frank.
I was so happy with myself. I had to move my seat up from like the more laid back position because it was uncomfortable because I couldn't I needed to sit up more and I was like, oh, there's room. Like it was fucking dope. I understand that's not something most people should be proud of, but I was proud of it.
No, you should be proud of it for sure.
No, that's
Yeah,
you. Yeah,
most people never think about that, but
No.
yeah, you should be proud.
100%. I was like, oh my god. And then I even tried on some shorts that were kind of like, I was
Dude.
like, okay, I can't wear these, and now I can.
I'm telling you, Frank, Tasha and I legit thought you were gonna die.
Yeah, I know.
swear to you, we talked about it once.
Oh my god.
Like we really thought you were gonna die.
Yeah, well,
but
doing
I'm glad you're doing better, dude.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, now I know who not to depend on telling. Actually, no, Papa, you told me a lot of times I was going to die.
Yeah, I was telling you all the time
It's true.
because I care.
Thank
Alright?
yeah, I think it's a little
those
less
fat
because you
jokes-
care because you
All
just
those
like
fat
deep
jokes
fucking
are
shit.
because I care.
Yeah.
Alright?
Okay.
I don't know how to express emotions.
That's fair.
Okay.
I can understand that. On a different
This
note,
is just therapy now when
something-
Stephanie's just listening to us.
Yeah, I'm now more
We're in
concerned.
couples therapy right now.
I feel like this is what I was here for.
That's pretty much what
To help
everybody
you
is
guys
here
work through
for.
something.
Is just to listen to our problems and then
That's what everyone's here for. All of our guests. That's
Okay.
what we just want to need a different third perspective.
And it
all
didn't
right,
go
guys.
well.
So I fucked up again for like the third time in this podcast, and
I don't know if you guys have noticed. We try to not make it obvious. We try to keep going, but Frank has fucked up a couple of times.
it's true.
3 times, actually, a few times. So now we're just not gonna go back and listen to it and see where we were at. We want to let all of you guys know that Frank sucks.
Thank you.
You're welcome, dude.
I appreciate that.
And he's
effort.
still fat.
Fuck you. They knew that. Did you see that somebody commented saying, "Hey, I'm the person that didn't know that he was a fat person"? So yeah.
Oh yeah, I think that's Chica's sister.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, but yeah, she was like, "Yeah, I didn't know he was fat."
Anyways, I wanted to bring up since all of us are pretty into like nerdy stuff. Have you guys seen the new news on on Godzilla.
No.
So
no. Is he coming out of the ocean to end it all?
yeah, he's just gonna come up and just kill everyone because he's got
Sometimes I'm like-
coronavirus.
Sometimes I think like at least something like that will be cool. You know?
Yeah, that's fair.
If just like Titans came out of everywhere,
Yeah.
they're like, all right, at least we're going out in style, you know?
You know,
Fuck it.
if of all the
Yeah.
sci-fi things that could happen, I really hope Planet of the Apes never happens. That just sounds terrible.
Oh, it will be terrifying.
Unless you're an astronaut, though, it wouldn't really affect. Well, I mean,
What?
I'm thinking at the end, like after.
Yeah, I mean, you would die.
You mean
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I mean,
astronauts
like,
that go in the
eventually.
future? I meant like when it was happening.
Yeah, no. After I started saying that, I realized that's probably where you meant.
Yeah. Like my parents my parents fucking love the whole Planet of the Apes series. They like honestly, I think if I didn't live here, they would dress up as apes and fucking watch the movies.
I thought you were going to say dress up like apes and, you know, do the nasty.
Okay, that's fucking
Trying to
disgusting.
recreate the
Why would I
movies.
bring that up?
Because it would have been funny, like it was.
That's gross. That's disgusting. No. But I
Frank's
swear
not blinking
they,
for the next 15 minutes.
You don't think your parents still have sex, Frank?
oh, I'm sure they do.
You don't think that's why they want you to leave the house so
I'm
much?
like never home. Except for like right now.
Yeah, but then you could just get there at any minute. They don't know when you're going to get home.
Okay, first of all, if that was
Also,
me,
you should be home right now, Frank.
I know that.
What do you talk about? You're never home.
I'm never home except for
What?
when quarantine.
Yeah, right.
Dude, I'm literally well. Fuck you. Anyways, the point is
So,
I would be
okay, so
upset.
you were saying your parents bang while wearing ape masks. Is that
No,
what you
that's
were
not
saying?
what I said. You said that.
Tell us more about that.
No, I don't want to talk about that at all. That's disgusting.
This is going well.
Also, if I could come at home at any moment, wouldn't that be like the rush? They'd be like, oh, we could get caught. That'd
No,
be like,
but they don't want that, dude. They're old.
that's
They
fair.
don't want that. They just want to enjoy their time together. You're
You're
so insensitive, Frank. You're so insensitive.
That's fucking gross.
Just want to enjoy what? They just want to enjoy their time together. That's like the least growth thing I've said about your parents right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, well, whatever. Tell us about Godzilla or something. Whatever you were saying.
Well, they're saying that now. So, did you guys watch the last Godzilla movie?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
there's the first fight where Godzilla was fighting god damn it, I forget. Fuck, I'm forgetting his name. King whatever. The dude with 3 heads. I can't remember his name right now. Yeah, it starts with a G.
Ghidorah?
Ghidorah, yeah. When he's fighting King Ghidorah for the
Oh, good
first
job.
time, he actually would
I
have
honestly
won.
wasn't listening, and then I realized he was asking for that. I could have answered that way
Oh,
before.
thank you. So the first time he's fighting King Ghidorah, he actually would have won, and the movie just would have been over. But then the people in the movie intervened, thinking they were trying to help, and then they fucked it up more. So then Godzilla lost. So it was like a big fan theory, like that was a thing. And then on Twitter, the director of the movie went ahead and like confirmed it, that Godzilla was more
How
of
was
a
that a
badass.
theory, though? That's like obvious.
Because it wasn't confirmed by
It's
like the
obvious
director.
It's obvious in the movie that that's what happened.
Yeah,
'Cause if he got won that fight, it would have been a 20-minute movie. Nobody
Yeah.
wants that. They don't want to make that.
They
Of
had to
course
make
it
some
was-
conflict for a story.
yeah.
Of course it was because of
Understand
that.
that. But
How is that even like?
because it was never like,
Theories are really getting lazy.
I'm just saying that was like a big thing, and then now they're like, no, he is a badass, and then they officially confirmed that the next movie is gonna have King Kong in it for sure.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
they said that before this last movie came out.
No, they said they were gonna build it out more, and then now for sure they just decided no, we're just gonna go ahead and go with King Kong.
Yeah, and all the end credits they were all about King Kong, dude. So it was like set up already.
Yeah.
Maybe they were gonna build it up more, but they were setting it up, you know.
Oh, for sure.
Which
like,
I'm very excited for that movie.
that, and then the return of King Ghidorah too, because at the end credit scene,
Yeah.
that shit was crazy.
They have
so-
his head.
Yeah, that shit. I'm like, oh shit. So I'm pretty fucking pumped.
Weren't we talking about Planet of the Apes? How do we get here?
Because I brought it up.
Because he was wanting to bring in nerd news.
I was.
Oh, I thought Planet of the Apes was that.
No,
cool. More nerd
There's
news.
more. More nerd news.
Isn't it amazing, guys? Isn't it amazing that, like, they declassified UFO videos, but, like, nobody cared?
Wait, they what?
Yeah. They put up a video saying that the government released a UFO video.
Well, that's been out for a little while now because the Navy had confirmed sightings of unidentified objects before. Like, they've even had people speak out about it.
It wasn't like the official, like, government stance or whatever, you know?
Yeah, but the Navy still owned it.
Yeah, they were still kind of like, nah, we don't know what that is, you know?
Yeah.
And like yesterday or the day before, it was like, yeah, for sure, this videos are real and blah, 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 you know? But like,
you know,
like, I don't know, like last year, that would have been a big deal.
Yeah, right now.
And this year,
last year was the March on...
Yeah, exactly.
It's how short our attention span is, so that's really what that shows.
Well, even like...
I don't think it's our attention span, it's like, I feel like everything changed so fast since then that it's like everyone moved on from that type of shit. Like, yeah, we get it, but we don't care because we're all afraid of dying right now.
Everybody's too focused on, like, what's right in front of them.
Yeah, we're all like on survival mode subconsciously, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the documentary on the whole Area 51, the storm the Area 51 thing?
No.
I've seen a lot of documentaries on, like, UFOs, but that just didn't really interest me.
Well,
yeah, I don't want to watch that. I want to watch, conspiracies about UFOs and aliens. I don't want to watch about, people that were trying
conspiracies
to
about idiots.
Thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's
exactly.
fair. I just the whole thing interests me because it was like about what was going on. Like, it's interesting to see the dumbasses, like, how far they're willing to take it, and then also like it ended up being like a big plot for just to make like a festival, because essentially somebody organized the run into Area 51 at like a place, and then they basically got like more money to do it on the Strip and call it something else, and then they moved it all over there. So it was like it ended up being like a whole money thing. It was really interesting.
I think they just turned it. I think some people turned it into that.
Probably. I mean, they see the opportunity. You know?
Got it. Yeah, dude. People that want to make money are looking for every type of opportunity, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
There was the guy that like started a Facebook group just as a joke.
Yeah.
And it blew up. You know?
I'm sure.
So like that guy wasn't doing that. You know? But like people, you gotta, that's what we gotta do. We gotta hustle.
Yeah, people definitely capitalize. Well, I mean, like, sometimes, like, I can get behind somebody throwing a festival because they know people are going to go somewhere. Like, I get that. But have you seen, like, when there was the solar eclipse a couple of years ago and somebody was selling, like, fake eclipse glasses to sell to schools?
Shit. Like ones that didn't work?
It's like, opportunity. So if you don't have...
thing, though. That's like
but I mean...
people.
I think it's like
looks for an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like...
Some people are just evil about it, but...
Yeah, exactly. That's a scammer, not a business person. So a business.
Maybe a festival.
Well,
could be
two sides of the same coin, I guess.
Yeah.
But like somebody doing a legit business would have sold them actual glasses for it or whatever,
Absolutely.
That's taking advantage of opportunity. The other thing's taking advantage of people.
That's fair. That's a very good point. Look at you. Did you take a class in sociology?
I did actually. I dropped out of that twice. So,
It's like a required class for everything.
That's so fucking
So
funny.
I know what I'm talking about. Also, I'm pretty high right now, so that helps.
That's fair.
It does any ideologies.
Yeah. Definitely. What do you think about Bigfoot?
Okay, so random fact, when I was younger, I used to tell my mom I wanted to be a cryptozoologist.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit, she knows. She fucking knows. Dude, you're the one of, like, very few guests that actually know what that means, and, like, it's crazy.
That's awesome, Stephanie. You just went up 2 notches on my list. So...
I don't know how many notches are total, but I'm like, and where I rank in this. I'm cool with going up 2.
You're making progress. You're still pretty low, though.
Okay, I figured. Yeah. No, but I told my mom that's what I wanted to be. And So no, I think Bigfoot's
How old were
amazing.
you when you were telling her this?
I think I was like in middle school.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
I was a weird kid.
And like I'm like super ready at all times to get into talks about that type of shit, right?
Mhm.
But it's just like, how can somebody like, how is cryptozoology even a thing? You know, like you can't even prove these things are real. Yeah, you're an expert on them. Like, how is that?
This is definitely
Yeah,
That shouldn't be a
Bigfoot
thing.
shit.
You know, like how are you an
it's
expert
just-
on it if you can even prove it's real? All this stuff you're
Yeah.
talking about, you know?
It's like just going to study things that people may have talked about at one point and make it a job. It just seemed, I don't know, so random. It seemed more just, I also, like I said that when I said I wanted to be a writer, because she was kind of like, that's not a real profession. And I was like, fine, then I'll be a cryptozoologist. And so that was
Just
my
like,
backup
okay,
plan.
try to
Yeah,
be a writer then.
writer is fine.
That's fair.
But
That's
yes,
so
okay, so
funny.
what's your question about Bigfoot
So you
then? Knock me
do,
down.
okay, so just a general question, like, do you think he could be real? You think it's possible or not? Impossible or whatever. I mean, I think I know the question now. The answer now. But,
I think that it's probably extinct if it did
Right.
exist, and so I think the possibility of like it being out there, all for it. But like, is he gonna walk in to Meet the Hendersons, like that kind of style? I don't think that's gonna happen.
yeah, I don't think that it's like that either. But you don't think that it's like a Bigfoot type creature could be alive that we don't know about?
I think that with all of the like monitoring equipment that we have out there, I think it would be close to impossible to think like something like that existed.
I mean, if that was the thing, then the people wouldn't go missing in forests. You know how many people go missing every year in national parks like that? A lot.
Yeah.
And they go missing without a single trace. They
Yeah,
never
that's
find
usually what happens when you get
footprints like
lost, like in a
that. No, yeah,
crevice
exactly.
or something
So
without water.
if you get lost like that, and nobody can even find their corpses, why couldn't an animal that lives there find ways to hide himself?
Because an
An
animal's
animal that,
going
like,
to
an
move
animal
around.
that- Yeah, exactly. But an animal that has been in the woods its whole life.
Mhm.
Why is it impossible for him to hide? Because he knows the woods. You
Yeah.
know?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody found a Bigfoot, but it's not like I'm holding my breath at this point.
Oh, I'm
Like
not
I
either.
think more likely there's creatures that like fit into that mythical realm that are probably in the water just because of our ability to get into the water
Right.
and
Right,
down
yeah.
even so many layers. So for me, if like Loch Ness, Nessie makes more sense to me than Bigfoot as being something that's still.
but
I
the
mean,
Loch Ness
considering
monster
Loch
is
Ness
bullshit.
is.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I see your point. Like, I'm sure every day we find new species in the ocean.
Oh,
You know?
absolutely. And we do still find stuff on land. Like there's still stuff in the rainforest that we're finding now because of like all of the rainforest being cut down. So
Right.
there are still possibilities and things like that. So as I said, like I wouldn't be surprised if somebody did something crazy and
What do you think is
Bigfoot
the
family.
more likely to the cryptid more likely to be real?
like among all of the things that they study, or just like
I'm on just like the bigger ones, like Bigfoot, the Chupacabra,
Yeti.
Mothman, or whatever.
Yeti.
You know, Yeti.
yeah, maybe the Yeti.
Yes!
Why the
Fucking
Yeti?
eat it!
Oh wait, did I just help Frank win something?
Yeah, Pablo.
No.
Fucking Yetis aren't real because there's not enough food source to sustain a body of that mass.
Yeah, I think you know, because a Bigfoot or a Yeti are very large animals, so they would need to eat a lot. Whether it's plants, animals, goats, whatever they eat. So
like
I think,
seals and
I think,
walruses.
I think
I'm picturing my Arctic.
I think it will be a lot harder for an animal to live out there, like that. An animal that big, than it would be.
Yetis, a lot of them
than
are believed to be living in the Himalayas. That's why he's saying
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's why I think
there's
it would
been
be more
stories other
likely
places.
that's why I think it would be more likely for a Bigfoot to exist than a Yeti. I don't think either of them are real, honestly. If I had to bet on any of that being real, I would bet and no, it's not real. You know, but I like talking about it, and maybe just a sense of wonder, I guess. But I do think that a Bigfoot's more likely than a Yeti.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't like gone through and like studied this since I used it as my backup plan to get my mom to like be okay with me writing. But like I don't know. I think there's definitely it's interesting to look at it because I mean those are the same ones that'll like study. I just completely blanked. Dragons and fairies and things like that, and even their existence. So it's weird to me for like to look through all of that.
Yeah, but it's super interesting. Also,
So
one of the
interesting.
most interesting things to me is how like maybe none of this is real, but like there's like thousands of people that think it is and they swear it is. You know, and how does that happen? How does that affect? How do things like that? What kind of person is more prone to things like that? You know. Or like does it have to do with like because like we've talked to people, I don't remember who it was, but he's from Washington, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, yeah, people there straight up believe that Bigfoot's real. A lot of people, you know. Yeah. Same thing. Roberto, I don't know his name, but he's from like where's he from, Frank?
Roberto Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
He's from Arizona.
Arizona, yeah, and like. A lot of people there believe that the chupacabras are real. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know? So, like, it's just so interesting how that gets around and it just becomes absolute truth for some people.
Well,
without any real
proof. It's that the stories that you're told and, like, that are passed down. Because, I mean, even being here, I heard stories of the chupacabra. Even though, like, it's not something that you would hear in most society, but, like, I would hear it because my dad heard it from his mom who heard it from her, like, so it just kind of becomes like a part of like what you hear constantly and it becomes a part of your reality.
Yeah.
Right, but at one point did any of us stop believing the stories and think about it for a second? Because that happened to all of us. That happened to me where all the stories are, but that's how you find out that there's no tooth fairy or Santa Claus or whatever. At one point of your life, you start reasoning and go, oh, no, that doesn't make sense. That's dumb. That's bullshit. You know, there's so many things my dad told me that I know that was bullshit now, you know?
I think it's probably a mix of, like, receiving information and your brain's ability to process information. Because it's like, yeah, you're saying you look into smaller communities, they still believe in those stories wholeheartedly, where you get into bigger communities with higher access to information and probably not as close of ties to your neighbors, that you start kind of like questioning more. And you do have to get to a certain point of like your learning process where you get start critically looking at information to see if it's believable.
Right. And the thing too is that a lot of these people, because I have a friend that's from the Philippines, and we talk about stuff like that a lot, right? Because Filipino culture, there's a lot of legends and stuff like that a lot of people believe are real, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it also has a lot to do with the access to education, because where her dad's from, the part where her dad's from in the Philippines, it's just one of those tiny little towns where like it's just the shittiest, you know. Mm-hmm. It's like a little village like that. Where her mom's from, it's more of a city or a town. There's not a lot of stories like that where her mom's from. Where her dad's from, a lot of people believe all that stuff, like witchcraft and. Gnomes are a big thing over there.
Gnomes?
And like they call them duendes, and they like kidnap kids or some shit.
Oh shit!
But I've heard that phrase before, and I want to say from one of my students that his family's from the Philippines, and now I'm questioning a story they told me.
Right, and it's like if you pass by like their gnome hole or something, you have to like give them something,
or
else they'll fuck with you, or something like things like that. Yeah, but that's like where her dad's from. That's like a thing that like people talk about in our world, you know.
I like the stories that all cultures have like a version of, but the stories vastly change from one country to another. Like, because every country has a version of Santa Claus,
right?
Pretty much, and it's just like, but how he's depicted and the things that he does changes. And I forget which country it is. I want to say like Sweden or something like that. But it's like they have like 13 Santas, and they get visits once a night for like 13 days or something crazy. But like one of them apparently is evil. But like
I think that was that Adam Sandler movie, no? I don't know.
Eight Crazy Nights. They're definitely talking about somebody Jewish.
Hey, Pablo.
8 Crazy Nights, and it was they weren't dealing with Santa too much.
Pablo, did your...
Oh, because Adam Sandler's Jewish, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never saw him. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
I don't know why I always thought that he talked about different Christmases.
You thought it was 8 different
oh,
Christmases?
that's fucking funny.
No, pretty much like it was about about Christmas and then Hanukkah,
Kwanzaa,
and stuff like that.
You know, my favorite version of the holiday stuff is Futurama.
Oh,
where they
yeah.
have Kwanzaa bot.
Yeah.
And
Kwanzaa bot.
They were really good about making sure they represented like a bunch of different cultures at all the same times.
Yeah,
wait, what?
and I like that like Kwanzaa bot, even like he's like not that sure of what Kwanzaa is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he gives out the books, and I don't remember what the joke was, but it was like about something about nobody ever reading them anyway, whether he passes them out or not.
And it's like, you're gonna get it every year.
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely Xmas was my favorite rendition of Christmas in any show like that.
Yeah.
And it was like every year Santa tried to kill them and stuff. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
And all the gnomes, not the gnomes, the elves.
Yeah, when they
Like
go to the
slaves.
elf factory and they were slaves.
He said they're only little because they're malnourished.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
but
fucked up,
just as much as that's, like I said, my favorite Christmas, or even like, because we kind of went from like the different things. Futurama is my like favorite show.
Yeah,
for sure.
me too.
Futurama was like the first like animated real sci-fi show that I got into. You know,
The writing was so funny in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
was so different from like The Simpsons. Like even though like same
Yeah.
creator, but like you can just tell he could be a little bit more edgy, even though it was interesting. Like it was not. I feel like night and day from it. But
yeah,
like
for sure. And you know what? Futurama walked so that Rick and Morty could run. You know?
Yeah,
Without
fair
Futurama,
enough.
we
Yeah,
wouldn't
I give
have
you that.
so many cool
Yeah.
shows that we
Yeah.
have now.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, I
Like,
think it does help
Morty
that Dan
would not be a
Harmon.
thing.
I think it does help that Dan Harmon wrote for The Simpsons too, though. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
it's really.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I just have a great idea. So, because both of you guys cosplay, we should go somewhere dressed up like Fry, Leela, and Bender. You down?
Oh, that'd be awesome. I want to be Bender though.
Yeah, I know. It's to hide his alcohol problem. It's not because I wasn't gonna get Bender because we weren't gonna do it if I
I
didn't get
think
Bender.
I have more of a Bender attitude. Okay.
You know
Yeah.
what? I actually 100% am behind that.
Yeah. So I just want to do the character justice. You know,
Okay.
I'm sorry, Frank. Sorry, I'm an artist.
So he's going to be drunk the whole day.
Oh, for sure.
You're assuming he wasn't gonna be drunk the whole day already.
I
You know
would
what? That's
be drunk
accurate.
If I was Leela or Fry, you know. So,
Yeah. Okay.
I would've-
Okay,
Either
Pablo.
way.
Sure.
You would have been a drunk Stewie if that was the case. Like, no matter what
Yeah.
show we picked,
Yeah, it
you
would
would
have
have been
been
a drunk
drunk
version.
anything.
Definitely. If we were doing Family Guy, though, I think I would want to be Peter, but Frank should probably do that. Just more accurate, I think. But we could do Frank could be Peter, and Stephanie is
Meg.
Dewey, and I'm Brian.
Oh, I was so down to be Meg.
Yeah, you should be Meg. You got a Meg vibe to you.
There we go. See?
So
I think I might be offended. I think I just got called ugly.
no, I said vibe, not looks.
Okay.
That was another show
Her
that the
vibes are
writing
like-
really helped out like other shows because they I think they were one of the first shows to like really push a lot. I mean, not first. I guess South Park was doing that too, but on like mainstream
your Family
TV,
Guy?
they were really doing that.
You talking about Family Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Family Guy was great when I got into it, but
Did you-
like, I got to a point where even like the newer episodes just seemed like I had already seen them.
Yeah, it eventually
Yeah.
did get like that.
You know?
What's crazy to me though is I remember Family Guy being a show when I was just getting into middle school. Like it's been around. That people don't really recognize that.
Because didn't it get canceled? For
It
a
got
couple
canceled
years?
twice.
Yeah.
So I'm sure those setbacks is kind of like it kept getting renewed afterwards, but like those were like kind of like setbacks that like helped it, I guess, run a little longer.
Oh, is it still a
You know,
show?
or
Is it
just
still
take
like
longer
new
than-
episodes going on?
I don't know. I just know, like, that's not one of those shows that you have to watch every week. And so, like, and yeah, Pablo was saying, like, it felt repetitive. I just kind of stopped watching it. Like, if it's on, I'll sit down and watch it, but it's not something I ever switched to. Futurama, I've watched every episode.
I think I was doing that when I was, like, in high school, you know?
Yeah.
That's why, I mean, I had a lot of time to just watch that shit all the time.
You can definitely tell the writing difference when Seth MacFarlane stopped writing the show. Like, I feel like that's when you can really see the decline in the quality.
Yeah.
You know what? Honestly, I like American Dad more than Family Guy.
Oh, for sure. He at least still writes for that show.
I love that show.
Yeah, no, so funny.
That show has, I think the jokes are better.
Yeah.
Or stronger.
For sure. Family Guy is like the silly brother, you know?
Isn't it funny? Because it was the other way around when American Dad first started. And then American Dad started getting better, and now Family Guy is now like the small child.
Yeah, it's going the other way, huh?
Yeah.
You can only have one child shine at a time. That's why, like, the Hemsworths take turns too.
Not true. Futurama and Simpsons were on at the same time.
Yeah.
But Simpsons was, I don't think, when Futurama came into the pictures, I don't think Simpsons was at the same level that it was before it.
No, I would say maybe like later on. Because Futurama, when it first came out, wasn't a huge hit. It honestly took, like... I think what really brought it back was when Comedy Central bought it. And then everybody was like, oh, now we're going to see, like a bunch of other shit. And that's when they did a lot of the movies and then finished off. I think they did the last 2 seasons.
But I think, like, the same thing with Family Guy. Like, I don't have to watch every episode of Simpsons. You kind of have to watch every episode of Futurama.
Mm-hmm. Either way, The Simpsons outlived Futurama by a lot.
It did.
They're still making new ones.
Yeah.
You know,
it
so
did.
I don't think you could compare it with The Simpsons at another level.
Yeah. Simpsons is its own beast. I love when shows have a story that you follow along.
I agree.
Versus just a standalone. And Simpsons is very much so just a standalone. You can watch one episode ever and not need any more information ever again.
I think that's why I like the new South Park episodes, because now that they're all linear and have a storyline, like, it keeps me more engaged than before. When you're right, I would watch, like, maybe one season, and then I would be like, okay, I wouldn't watch it for like 2 or 3 and then catch up, because it's like you don't have to watch all the episodes to understand what's happening.
Like, there's a Scooby-Doo, like, cartoon that came out a couple years ago, and it's probably my favorite rendition of Scooby-Doo, and it's because how linear the story is.
Which one was it?
Right, I think it's not that often where you find that in an animated show, though.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, when it's not like, and it's honestly, it's only because actors in like regular sitcoms or whatever, they age, so they have to push it. Yeah, push this.
They have to push
story,
the narrative.
You know?
Yeah,
like all the people like in Full House. You know, they grew up.
Yeah,
playing those characters. You know, so obviously you can't keep doing the same type of stuff. You gotta have more of a linear story. You know.
Yeah.
Except for John Stamos,
it makes the cartoon so much better.
What? I feel like you guys were both talking at the same time right now.
That's what happened.
Oh.
What were you saying, Stephanie?
I don't even remember now. It's fine, Franco.
Oh, I was saying John Stamos could still play Uncle Jesse for as long as he wants.
Yeah.
For sure. But I think now we are kind of getting that linear story kind of looser on stuff, but like you see it in like Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
You know, like they're telling you a story, but you could also watch the episodes by themselves. You know,
most of them. There are some where you're like you could be confused as to what's going on, but most of them you can.
But the episode would still be good.
Yeah,
you know, because like you could watch the episode of one of my favorite episodes ever is it's in the season prior to this one. That's coming back this week, right? Next week?
Yeah, next week.
Oh, I'm so excited. But yeah, it's when you see what's happened to the Citadel after Rick destroyed it or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like they're running for president, and then evil Morty. It turns out that the Morty running for president is evil Morty, who you see in the first season. But either way, that whole episode would have been good, even if you didn't know that.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't see that last one, you know? So, like, it's like a way more loose story because it's spanning so many seasons. But you see it now. but not as much.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Frank, it was Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated.
Oh, yeah, Mystery Incorporated is pretty good.
That was my favorite show of them.
Mine is a pup named Scooby-Doo.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, it's a good one. It just has a lot of, like, I don't know, music and, like, weird references that are kind of cool. I don't know. Either way.
I like the music references.
Yeah. Wait, what?
I only saw the original one.
Oh, the one from the 70s?
Yeah, I didn't watch any of the other ones.
Those ones are pretty cool, though. I do, like, really, really like them. Like, that shit's badass.
I do.
So, but that's a good note to end this episode on, because we're out of time.
Oh, it's the time already?
It's time.
All right.
This was a good episode.
Thank you for joining us, Stephanie.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie.
It was a good episode.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it a lot.
Stephanie,
of course, and we do have to talk about that. Oh, we have news.
We do. We Pablo actually talked about it last time we were on.
Okay.
That me and you are starting a podcast as well.
We are.
Specifically about nerdy things. So if you did like all the nerdy stuff we talked about, we'll talk about it even more.
So pretty much this, but without me.
No,
right?
because like when me and you talk about nerdy stuff, sometimes you don't like how in depth we get.
No, I mean when we're talking about it right now. With all
This
like right
episode,
now.
just repeat this episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So yeah. So it's just them talking about nerdy stuff without me interrupting them.
Yeah.
So it should be good.
I'm going to take that as the nicest thing you've ever said, Pablo. But it is called The Reckless Nerd, because I don't think you said that.
Oh,
Frank.
yeah, I didn't say it this time. But yeah, it's called The Reckless Nerd. We'll be recording our episode next week, so I'm pretty excited for that. Also, Stephanie, you have your own podcast.
I have a podcast called Finding the Funny. It's just talking comedy with comics, and it's a lot of fun.
Cool. Well, you can find that.
Which Frank has been on there.
I have. I have an episode. You guys should go listen to it. It's fucking awesome.
Which episode number? What's the episode number?
12? Is it? Are you 12?
I have no clue.
I have no clue. I'm good at
Okay,
this.
but it's available on Spotify and all those, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty much on everything.
Cool,
So-
guys. Check it out. Look for Finding the Funny on Apple Music,
Yes,
Spotify.
thank you.
Stitcher Radio.
Stitcher, Apple,
Napster.
Google.
Yeah. Do you have
Is
Instagram
Napster
and all
still a
that?
thing?
You could probably download some stuff on LimeWire.
Yeah.
Now, just telling where to get everything.
Yeah. Napster is still a thing, by the way.
Is it
Okay,
really?
I don't know. I've never done it.
Do you have an
pretty much
Instagram
like
handle,
a Spotify.
Stephanie?
It is @_ Steph Michele, and it's STEFMICHELE.
Cool. Well,
Because I don't spell anything
Thanks
right.
so much, Stephanie.
Thank you guys
Thank
for
you.
having me.
all right. Well, thank you guys for listening. Definitely continue to download our show. We're going to keep doing this, checking in with our friends every week.
Stephanie, are you still there?
I am.
You could hang up now.
He just likes telling people that. He's such a dick about
Yeah, you
it.
can-
He loves
you can
telling
hang
people
up
they
now,
can hang up.
Stephanie. We're done
You're
with
so romantic, Pablo.
We're
And
done
fuck
with
off.
you.
Bye.
Leave.
Bye.
Right.
All right, guys. But yeah, you guys, thank you guys for listening. Make sure you keep checking on our social media. Pablo's doing a great job of handling that and putting out some great memes. So make sure you go on there and like that at Completely Useless Podcast.
I'll make my own memes.
He does.
Ladies.
Jeez. Okay, yeah. But
Dude, I'm lit right now.
of course you are. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for listening. Have a good one. See you guys next week.
Yeah.